I typed in 2 more kinds of paper, and I'm going to show you a couple of tricks so you don't have to type in every entry. I'm going to click on the word palette. Now, because I am using palettes for all the types of copy paper, I'm just going to copy this straight down for these 3 items. That might not be a big deal now, but if you had to copy it down for 20 items, that'd be really handy. So what you want to do is come way down here to the bottom right-hand corner, and you see this little square on the bottom right-hand corner. If I mouse over that to the point where I get a small X, a small crosshair, all I need to do is click on that. And then if I drag down the next 2 boxes, I simply copy what was in the first cell into the cells that I highlighted. And if I come over here to my formula, and you remember my formula, if I double-click, it shows me F5 times D5. Well, what I want to do is copy that formula down. And this is a handy thing most of the time. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to mouse over and get my stubby arrow, my stubby cross to be a little crosshair, small. Click and drag down. And you'll notice that the values have actually changed, because what happened was, as I copied this formula down 1 row, it copied the references down. So now instead of doing F5 and D5, now it's F6 and D6. And lo and behold, same thing here. So that's a really handy thing to do. What I need to do, though, is I need to have a total for all of my items. So what I'm going to do is put the total out here so it's just easier to see. What I could do is go to the equal, type in the word sum, click on the 3 cells, and do it that way. But there is an easier way to do this. All right, so let me get out of here just for a minute. I'm going to just highlight that cell, and then I'm going to come up here to my Autosum command button. Now, right away, it shows you that when if I indicate that I want this command to be executed, it will sum the numbers that are directly above the formula. That's okay that these are off a little bit. Just so you know, if you come over here and click on this little button here, you get a whole bunch of functions that are the most commonly used functions. I just want Autosum. And you'll notice that it doesn't know where to look. So inside these parentheses, there's a blinking cursor. And that's the way the machine's telling you that it needs some help. Where do I look? So I'm just going to simply click and drag down these 3 numbers. And you can see now G5, the colon G7 is indicated. The colon means that it's a continuous range. If I hit enter, I now know that for copy paper, I'm going to spend a total of $20,200 if I use the values that I had from last year. Again, if you want to, you can format all these. The nice thing is, let's say that, prices are going up. Oh, before I do that, let me fix this over here. I have my $1,400 formatted like that, like I wanted to. So I can use either go back, highlight the other numbers, and go back up here and use the comma style, or go in. An easier way is just to click on this and go up to Format Painter. It's important that you click on the item that has the format first before you go to the Format Painter. And then I'm just going to click and highlight these 2 values, and I've painted the format over them. Okay. If, for example, the price goes up, so if my price is not $1,400, but it goes up to $1,500, I change that. What's going to happen is that my value here is going to change, and then my value here is going to change. That's the benefit of using formulas when working with things like a budget. All right, let me type in a couple of more items here. What I've done is added some more line items, some more descriptions. And you'll notice where I have my subtotals. So, for example, my subtotals for line item number 1. What I did was on that line item over here on the left side, I just copied down the line item number and the description of the item. And what we're going to do is simply make this a little simpler to look at, so that when we have to get on our hands and knees and present this to the accounting geeks, they will be able to actually read it and understand it. So here I have a couple of columns that I want to get rid of. Well, not really get rid of them, but just to hide them. So I'm just going to click on C. Then I'm going to drag across to D, E, F, and G. What I like to do is just for our purposes of making some sort of a presentation, I want to hide these. The people in charge, they don't really care about, the individual colors of paper that you buy. That's just not really the kind of detail they need. So what I'm going to do is, while I have this set up like this, highlighted column C, D, E, F, and G, I'm going to go over here to Format. And I'm going to click on Format, and I'm going to come over here to Hide and Unhide. And now I'm going to go to Hide Columns. And you notice that right off the bat, that looks pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. So I'll do this. I'm going to just select all the rows that do not contain the line item and the subtotal. So I've selected rows 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to hold on the Control key, and I'm going to click on 9, 10, 11, and 12. And you see now that I have been able to select some rows that are not continuous. So holding on the Control key allows you to select items that are not in contact. I'll go up here to Format, and this time I'm going to go to Hide Rows. And let's do this. I'll do click there. I want to click and drag down to these guys. Oh, I got to get rid of this guy. I don't want him because he doesn't have a subtotal. I want to click and drag over here while I'm holding down the Control key. And then I will come back up here to Format and go to Hide Rows. And lo and behold, I got a pretty good budget here that even a bean counter could understand.